All right, what's going on, everyone? A lot to talk about. The SPY, the entire market skyrocketed today. So we got to talk about exactly what's going on, what to look forward to next. I'm going to take a look at the SPY, the IWM, the NASDAQ, the large tech stocks, the crypto market, all that good stuff, all right? So without further ado, let's get started with the video. Number one, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., Fed Powell is going to speak. So, generally, when he's been giving speeches, it hasn't really been good for the market. So, yes, technically the market really closed above this trend line and everything. Super bullish closed. But because he's speaking tomorrow morning, it would be very risky, in my opinion, to get into any calls. Also, for another reason, a bunch of different other reasons I'm going to share in the video moving forward, but this is the main one. So essentially, like, it's just super risky. Be on the lookout for that. If the market dips because he speaks, this strength is basically very similar to not only April 2020, but also April 2021, where the market just did not give in. Like, it barely gave any dips. And even if it did dip, it was just very small. So, I mean, we have to keep an open mind with these things. Yes, the VIX also, was closed 2 times outside of the lower B band. But in terms of swinging puts right now, we'll day trade some puts, right? But this closed, Bitcoin's closed, a lot of these, everything just looks really strong. So especially during April's, and if you look at the chart for April, let me go ahead and pull this up. So this is a chart for April of 2021. All right. Again, we skyrocketed. We ended up closing outside of the B band. And usually when this happens, it's supposed to be a clear sign that we come back and retest into the B band. That never happened. So this was an instance where the market just continued to go upwards. And then all throughout April, then it was just a really choppy time. Lots of retail lost a lot of money during this time. And then we capitulated hard and basically made a double bottom here, and then went on to make new all-time highs. But this is an example that I want to show you guys where the market doesn't necessarily need to come back and retest support. So it's always good to keep an open mind. Yeah. But technically, honestly, the Fed speech tomorrow morning, the fact that a lot of these other stocks are super overextended. I'm going to talk about this later on, but if we were to go short one day, it would probably be the best bet to go short overnight today. But again, just everything closed and looked super bullish. Bitcoin looked super bullish at the close. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on. So honestly, there's that for the SPY. If 446 holds yesterday's high, right? And we come back and retest that level and end up closing tomorrow above 448.80, then this is going to be back in play and we're going to end up retesting this upward trend line here. And if that happens, that is going to be ridiculous. So the other thing that we need to look at is we're basically touching the upper level of the Bollinger Band here now on the SPY. So lots of things are clearly overextended, but we have to just play to like what the market is giving us. All right. And always keep an open mind. And that's that really. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM. Also forgot to go over the daily recap. So we were holding on to 2 lottos, the IWM and SPY puts. We were also holding on to April puts overnight. These were down for 17%. We were holding Miracles. These were up 37%. Nvidia scalp didn't work. It's down. It was down 4%. I think it was down 4%, but whatever. And then the Nvidia calls were up 8%. And then I said, sell it. It doesn't look good. So overall, 2 for 6. And then after this happened, I didn't really overtrade because there was something, essentially the call. I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, yeah. So there is the recap for the day. We were having lots of fun in the traders chat as well, constantly talking. It's a really, really awesome environment. Everyone is cool. And yeah, the link to join the Discord is in my bio or the channel descriptions. Go ahead and do that. It's completely for free for life. And yeah, there's that for the SPY. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM. The IWM also clearly closed above resistance, 207.43. Not only did the SPY close above resistance, the IWM also closed above resistance. The MACD is showing lots of strength. The RSI is showing lots of strength on both of them so far. It has a lot more room to go to the upper level of the Bollinger Band. Clearly, like, this is clear strength. But again, it's tough to go long overnight when Powell is speaking before the market opens. So, honestly, there's that. There's not really much else to talk about. It all really depends on how the market responds to his speech. If the market really starts to tumble due to his speech, in my opinion, unless 205.50 is really broken on the IWM, and then unless 446.50 and then 444.50 are broken on the SPY, then there won't be a major pullback. I think those would just be levels for the market to buy dips, essentially. All right. So really, I mean, there's not really much else to talk about in terms of the IWM, right? But now, like, what I really want to show and why I would have gone short overnight are the large tech stocks. So let's go ahead and talk about those. So Apple was showing the most strength intraday because Chinese market was showing a lot of strength. All right. So because Apple has basically Apple did well because of China as well. And essentially even while the SPY and the NASDAQ were falling, Apple was still showing a lot of strength. So Apple clearly closed above 168.34. Obviously very, very strong. That's fine, right? Now, when we look at Microsoft also closed above 300. Great. There's still a lot more room to go to the upside on both Apple and Microsoft in terms of the Bollinger Band. Okay? So keep that in mind. But now, when you look at Amazon has basically slapped at support and at the upper level of the Bollinger Band. 33.12, right? So Amazon doesn't look like it has as much room to the upside. Google closed outside of the upper level of the Bollinger Band. So that is technically overextended. Tesla also closed outside of the upper level of the Bollinger Band. So this is also technically overextended. But we have to keep in mind that, so yes, technically, this extreme strength. Look, guys, I am one of the biggest bulls in the world, right? But when this strength is basically happening, it's tough because, again, in April, the market has, for the past few years and everything, like, the market is so strong during April. So we really, really need to be careful about trying to blindly short all the weakness. But again, if we were going to go short overnight, any day, today would probably be the day because everything is so overextended to the upside. Tesla, Amazon, Google, very overextended to the upside. SPY, the NASDAQ, they're both, and the IWM, everything is really, really far extended. But again, it's tough. It's tough to do that. But essentially, there's that for the large tech stocks. We see that the large ones have overextensions to the upside. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bonds and then the NASDAQ. So the bonds are continuing to fall. I mean, usually, like, when this was basically happening before, when we were showing a lot of weakness and everything like that, it showed very, very nicely in the equities market as well. But right now, it's not really doing that much. So, we can see that, like, 148 is a level of support. I guess if we break below 148, maybe it'll start showing in the equities market. But, like, right now, it's not really showing much of a correlation. So there's that for the bonds. Let's go ahead and take a look at the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ also clearly closed right above support, or right above resistance, 355.65. So the SPY, the NASDAQ, and the IWM closed above resistance. Technically, it would be a good time to buy into calls. But because Powell is speaking tomorrow morning, it is basically pretty risky. And aside from that, I mean, we just need to see how the market responds. This is overall, this strength, again, guys, like this is not normal strength. This isn't strength for, you know, this is not normal strength. So when this strength happens in the market, you cannot fight the trend, in my opinion. But again, you know, there's always that thing with the VIX. The VIX should, you know, it did signal that there should be a pullback. But again, you know, this could be the one time it didn't work. But yeah, essentially, the large tech stocks are very, very overextended. So again, like if there was a time to go short, it would probably be overnight tonight. But we didn't alert into anything. I was just waiting, essentially. But yeah, so yeah, there's that for the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and take a look at the crypto market. I mean, and also like just look at Bitcoin. Like when you look at Bitcoin right now, like this is just clearly strong as well. We can take a look at Ethereum. Both of them are so strong. Ethereum helped Bitcoin start to move upwards. So all of this stuff just looks so strong right now. So it's very, very difficult to go short. But again, maybe this could all just be a bull trap. But again, I didn't want to speculate. I just wanted to wait on the sideline. Not to really overtrade, just wait and not hold anything overnight either. So there's my analysis. All of the securities currently look very, very strong. But again, all eyes are on tomorrow morning's Powell speech at 8 a.m. So there's that for the entire stock market. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to subscribe, comment, like, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.